It is most certainly time for the first Totem Smash of the year. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Echo, and Minecraft Bedrock Edition has just been given the first beta and preview. This is the version 1.21.60.25, and it introduces new pig variants. We are only 8 days into 2025, and Minecraft have already prepared the next drops update. Starting with the experimental features, there is a new experimental toggle for the next game drop update. You will need to enable it in order to test out these features that are in development. Now remember, you need to be in beta and preview in order to access this. Go ahead and tap on play. After doing so, you simply want to create a brand new world. At the bottom of the world options, you are going to see experiments. Inside of here, the second toggle will say Drop 1 2025. Explore new biome improvements and mob variants coming in the first game drop of 2025. Now, for confirmation, this is in fact coming in spring. You may have noticed Minecraft were posting teasers over the last 24 hours, but data miners now have the confirmation it's coming in spring. Shout out to Smoky Stacks that said this drop is indeed a spring drop. And it says here, experimental behavior pack for spring drop 2025 content, spring drop 2025. So this is really coming in the next couple of months. One more thing that's quite interesting, another cape. Smoky Stack said a new file was found called Cape Incentive. And this is the cape. Could this be for the launch of the Minecraft movie? Just as a heads up, Bedrock Edition players, we didn't get all the features that Java was given today in the first snapshots, but they will be introduced in the coming weeks. We did, however, get the pig variants. They added 2 new pig variants, the warm pig and the cold pig. These have their own unique texture and geometry, but not a separate spawn egg. These will spawn in different biomes, making the biomes feel more distinct from each other. Let's find out those exact biomes. If we open this up, we have the cold biomes. These biomes now spawn the cold variant. Old growth pine taiga, old growth spruce taiga, the regular taiga, snowy taiga, windswept hills, windswept gravelly hills, and windswept forest. In terms of the warm biomes, these biomes are now going to spawn the warm variant, savanna, savanna plateau, windswept savanna, jungle, sparse jungle, bamboo jungle, eroded badlands, wooded badlands, and the regular badlands. Here is a perfect example. If you find a biome like this and you discover a pig, this is going to be the new variant. Now, there is no difference other than texture at this moment. There is a possibility that Minecraft might introduce more in the future, and I really like this. Unfortunately, these are not the assets from Minecraft Earth, but it's still a really cool concept. And if you do actually kill one of these, they do just drop regular pork chops. They don't drop anything different. Let's go to a warm biome. I would just like to point out a previous change they introduced was reducing the amount of tall grass in a savanna. I really appreciate this. Anyway, if you find a warm biome like this, you find and discover a pig, chances are this is what they are going to look like. I really like this one, and I do hope they introduce more in the future. If you do go ahead and kill it, it's just a regular pork chop. Now, this wasn't mentioned in the changelog, but if we summon a regular pig, then got ourselves a different variant, and you breed these, there is a 50-50 chance it's going to be this or it's going to be this. It doesn't matter what biome you're in. So, yeah, that is available on Java. Don't think they mentioned it in the official changelog, but you can actually breed these. Let's see which one we get on this occasion. Might be the same one as this one. Might actually be the pink one. No, so yeah, it's RNG, 50-50 chance. So what warrants the temperature pig? Well, it says inside of here, temperature biomes. These biomes spawn the same pigs as before. There is no change. Forest, flower forest, birch, old growth forest, dark forest, and the swamp. You will still find your regular pigs. Now, if ambience is more your thing, I think you'll like this change. We have new leaf particles. All leaf blocks now emit falling leaf particles. These blocks are affected by the change, and it is pretty much every single type of leaf other than cherry and pale. So we have this, which is oak. We have this, which is jungle. We also have it happening to acacia, dark oak, also happens to spruce, mangrove, birch, azalea, and of course flowering azalea. Now these are just, of course, leaf blocks. If we find a tree, you can see it happen in a lot better detail. So the more trees, the more particles. Now the dark oak forest for me was the best place to experience this. There was just so many particles going on. Same with the jungle. So yeah, really like that this has been introduced. Prior to this, it's always been like a modded experience or an add-on. No longer will that be required. So why wasn't it added to cherry and pale? 2 blocks already emitted falling leaf particles before this update. They will continue to work like they did before. So these do and did already have particles dropping. These have just caught up to speed with these. And then it does say here, no leaf litter, no wild flowers. Sad face. Jay Wells, Megaspud, community manager, did say, PS, leaf litter and wildflowers are in Java snapshots and will be coming to Bedrock soon. Unfortunately, they just did not make it in this beta and preview. Just a quick glimpse as to what the wildflowers are. They actually spawn inside of the birch forests. So there's the potential that we could see fireflies introduced in a future snapshot and beta. These can be converted into dye, and again, they're just another flower that is available. As for the leaf litter, this can be found in various biomes on the floor. You don't need shears in order to pick this up, and it can actually be used as a fuel source. It can be placed on blocks in form of 1, 2, 3, and 4, very similar to the cherry blossom as well. It's a great introduction to the game, and you can get it by actually smelting any type of leaves. Doesn't matter if it's going to be oak, spruce, birch. Great feature. Really big fan. If you would like to learn more about those features, check out my previous video. But let's get into the lodestone changes. Lodestone is now crafted from 1 iron ingot surrounded by 8 chiseled stone bricks. Builders really like this. So prior to this update, you would have to make it with netherite. Now, obviously, that means you would have to go inside of the nether first, but people really like this for building reasons. So previous crafting recipe was, in fact, this. It's now done with an iron ingot. So if you like to decorate, you think it's a really cool decorative block, which, let's be honest, it really, really is. It's a little bit cheaper now. So if you've got iron farms, yeah, that's fine. Make sure you've got plenty of stone, and you can use this as a decorative block without going to the nether first. Also, the crafting recipe unlocks when the player obtains an iron ingot or a lodestone, and the lodestone can now be found as loot at ruined portals in the overworld, or in fact, in the nether. Let's get into the features and bug fixes in this version, starting with biomes. Pale gardens now generate more frequently and are overall larger. This is why I don't start worlds as soon as the update releases, and I wait for a couple more updates. Moving on, woodland mansions can now generate in pale gardens. Pretty cool. Blocks. Crafter with no block actor data no longer produce a crash. Bone meal can no longer be used on a single dark oak or pale oak sapling. We have a bug report, the first one of the year. So basically, this will consume your bone meal, and that's not meant to happen. Since it doesn't grow a tree, it should not consume it. Been an issue in all of these versions and was fixed today. And to replicate this, as you can see here, it's trying to do the action, but it's not going to produce any form of tree, and it's not going to consume your bone meal. The map color of the pale oak leaves and pale oak saplings have been updated to better match their actual in-game color. So I have a map here, and if you look in this direction over here, you'll see that they're more of like a grayish color. They kind of make sense now. Apparently the colors previously to this were a little bit different. The creaking heart now has an additional state for when it is in a valid configuration but unable to spawn a creaking due to it being daytime. Eye blossoms now open when the moon starts rising and close when the moon has completely set. So it's a little bit more law and order with these rather than it feeling like it's completely random. The big drip leaf block can no longer be placed on top of pale moss blocks. I tried it on top of this. I tried it on top of this, it does not work. They said fixed a crash that could occur when destroying a creaking heart. Fixed rendering issue with grass block under monster spawner. We have a bug report. This was a problem in the previous previews, and this is what it looked like. That has been fixed. Good news, a player can now place blocks on iron doors and iron trapdoors without having to sneak. We have a bug report. Now, this was reported back in 2016, an issue in all of these versions. It was now fixed today. So this now means you can put like item frames on here. You can put things on top of there in front of them without having to crouch and do it. Yeah, really good change, and honestly surprised it took this long. There was also a bunch of other changes, so I put them inside of a book. For example, gameplay fixed a bug where mobs would teleport to a height of 32,767 when going from the overworld from the end. General changes as well, graphic related changes. I will leave the official changelog down below in case you guys are interested in these. I just feel like we didn't need to put them all on signs, waste your time and waste mine. So loot table changes, mob changes, typically to do with the creaking. We also did get realms and recipe changes. If you read the changelog, it's all inside of there. These sound changes with blocks were also introduced to Java today. Iron bars, iron blocks, iron trapdoors, iron doors, and heavy weighted pressure plates now make iron sounds when you mine, break, place, and walk on them. All of these have now been changed. Let's have a listen. Now, to me, that makes sense for them to make the iron sounds, although very weird that the sheep actually managed to eat all the way through. But yes, they all now make the correct iron sounds like they should. User interface changes. So these are the changes that they have made. Fixed an issue which prevented the user from exiting edit world when choosing play on realm button and cancelling the sign in process. It is now possible to scroll through the friends tab with the text-to-speech enabled and crossplay disabled. The achievements disabled cross bottle icon is now a blocked icon. So yeah, a bunch of other changes. Let's get into the vanilla parity, which is Java parity. Blocks. Change the player's hurt sound when walking on a magma block to use the fire hurt sound instead of default sound. Let's check out the bug report. Another long time reported bug goes back to 2021. Might feel like it was yesterday, but that was in fact 4 years ago now. And as you can see here, it's classed as a vanilla parity and affected all of these versions. So if I go ahead and change my game mode, stand on this, it's now a fire sound, which again does make sense, honestly. We also have changes with mobs. Endermen now correctly have a delay before they become hostile when you look at them. So if we were to go to / difficulty normal and we look at them, they do have a slight delay before they get angry towards you, which again is a Java parity. I feel like we went over this in a previous version. However, once again, added unique sound effects for vines, glowberry vines, weeping vines, and twisting vines. Listen to these. This one and this one sounds a lot stronger than they previously did. So yeah, I guess they have introduced them. And sad news, Bedrock Edition players, spawner. Zombie villagers can no longer spawn randomly from a zombie spawner matching Java Edition. Man, this has been in the game for so long. They ruined all of the Bedrock Edition exclusives. And this one kind of made me sad. Last thing to check out is the technical updates. Let's read the changelog. Now, if you are interested in the technical side of Minecraft, I'll leave a link down below. So we did get API changes, biomes, blocks, commands, components. Apparently something that they have done in this version is work on the same mob spawning as Java. For for the likes of your regular mobs, but there has been a lot more changes. If you like the technical stuff, the link is down below. So it definitely feels good to be back. I imagine there's a lot more content to be introduced before this update is released for spring. Let me know what you think about today's updates. And if you made it this far, leave a comment and say, hey, Echo, I really like the new pigs, but we need the muddy pig. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next video.